In the ancient village of Okuku, where the Iroko trees whispered secrets to those who would listen, there lived a woman named Adamma. Her name meant father's daughter, and she carried herself with the grace of one who knew her worth. But Adamma possessed a restless heart, one that gazed always at what lay beyond the horizon rather than what rested in her hands. Now Adamma had caught the eye of Chukwudi, a farmer whose fields yielded the most abundant yams in the 7 villages. Chukwudi was not what maidens whispered about when they fetched waters from the stream. His face bore the honest marks of sun and soil. His hands were calloused from honest work, and his frame was sturdy rather than striking. But his heart was a garden where love grew wild and generous. Every morning, Chukwudi would leave the finest fruits at Adamma's door. He composed songs for her that made the village children dance. When she fell ill with fever, he sat outside her hut for 3 days and 3 nights, refusing food or rest until she recovered. When she spoke, he listened as though her words were prophecies. When she laughed, his whole face transformed with joy. "Adamma," he said one evening beneath the flame tree, "you are the sunrise that gives my day meaning. Will you be my wife?" And because Chukwudi's love was as constant as the rivers and as warm as Harmattan winds, Adamma said yes. The village prepared for their wedding. The talking drums announced their union from compound to compound. Adamma's mother wove the finest wrapper for her daughter, dyed with indigo that captured the depth of midnight skies. Chukwudi built them a home with his own hands, singing as he worked, each beam placed with love. 3 days before the wedding, a stranger arrived in Okuku. His name was Obalende, and he moved through the village like a leopard moves through tall grass. Beautiful, dangerous, magnetic. His skin gleamed like polished bronze. His eyes flashed with promises of adventures untold. His voice dripped with honey and spices from distant lands. He wore clothes of velvet and gold thread, and when he smiled, women forgot their own names. Obalende had come, he said, to trade in rare goods. He set up his wares in the market square, mirrors from across the great ocean, perfumes that captured moonlight, fabrics that shimmered like fish scales in water. And when Adamma walked past his stall on her way to fetch palm oil, Obalende's eyes locked onto her like a hunter spotting prey. "Beautiful woman," he called out, his voice smooth as sheer butter. "Come and see wonders you've never imagined." Adamma meant to walk past. She truly did, but something in his voice pulled her feet towards his stall. Obalende showed her mirrors where her reflection looked lovelier than she'd ever seen. He described cities where fountains flowed with sweet wine and women wore jewels in their hair. He spoke of palaces and pleasures, of a life where beauty mattered most, and beautiful people deserved beautiful things. "A woman like you," he whispered, leaning close, "should not be wasted on a mere farmer who smells of earth. You deserve a man who matches your beauty, who can give you the life you were meant for." Adamma's heart, that treacherous thing, began to flutter. She looked at Obalende, truly looked at him, and saw everything she thought she wanted. He was the sunset to Chukwudi's steady dawn, and wild storm to his gentle rain. "I am to be married in 3 days," she managed to say. Obalende's laugh was like silk tearing. Married? To whom? The farmer boy? Oh, precious woman, that is not marriage. That is burial. Come with me instead. Tonight, I leave for the great city at midnight, and I will make you my queen. That evening, when Chukwudi came to her with plans for their wedding feast, Adamma barely heard him. Her eyes were distant, her mind filled with Obalende's golden promises. Chukwudi noticed, as a man truly in love always notices. Adamma, my heart, what troubles you? Nothing troubles me, she said, but her voice was cold and distracted. Chukwudi reached for her hand. Tell me, whatever burden you carry, we will carry together. But Adamma pulled her hand away. Perhaps, she said slowly, cruelly, I have realized that love is not enough. Perhaps I want more than a farmer's life. The pain that flashed across Chukwudi's face would have broken a kinder heart. Adamma, what are you saying? I am saying, and here her voice grew harsh to mask her shame, that I cannot marry you. I deserve better than a life of yam harvest and dusty fields. I deserve beauty, wealth, adventure. Chukwudi stood silent for a long moment. When he finally spoke, his voice carried the weight of prophecy. Adamma, love is not a garment to be discarded when a shinier one appears. The man whose beauty dazzles you, ask yourself why such a man needs to steal another's bride. Ask yourself what he truly wants. But Adamma had already turned away. That night, she packed her finest belongings in a raffia bag and met Obalende at the village border. Behind her, she heard Chukwudi's mother wailing, her own mother's desperate calls, but she did not look back. Obalende's smile gleamed in the moonlight as he led her into the forest. You have chosen well, beautiful one. Tonight, your new life begins. They walked through the night, deeper and deeper into the forest, where the trees grew so thick that starlight could not penetrate. Adamma's feet began to hurt, but whenever she faltered, Obalende would whisper promises of the paradise that awaited them, and she would continue. As dawn approached, they reached a clearing where a grand carriage waited, black as coal and carved with strange symbols. But something was wrong. The horses that pulled it had eyes that glowed red in the darkness, and the driver's face, was hidden beneath a hood. But his hands were too long, the fingers ending in points too sharp to be nails. Obalende, Adamma whispered, fear creeping into her voice for the first time. What is this? This, my dear Adamma, is your transportation to your new home. His voice had changed. The honey was gone, replaced by something ancient and cold. I want to go back. Obalende's laugh shattered the forest silence. Birds fled from trees. Small animals scattered. Go back? Oh, foolish woman! Did you think beauty such as mine came without price? Did you think a man like me would want you for your conversation? He began to change. His beautiful bronze skin rippled and darkened. His handsome face elongated into something reptilian and terrible. His golden clothes dissolved into smoke. Before Adamma's horrified eyes, Obalende transformed into an enormous python. Its scales black as judgment, its eyes yellow as sulfur. I am Obalende, the chief of the forest spirits. The creature hissed, its forked tongue flicking toward her face. I take the vain, the greedy, those who value appearance over substance. You chose beauty over love, surfaces over depth. Now you belong to me. Adamma screamed and ran. But the forest had become a maze. Every path led back to the clearing. Every tree seemed to grab at her wrapper with thorny fingers. The python pursued her, not hurrying, for it knew she could not escape. For 3 days and 3 nights, Adamma ran through that cursed forest. She ate leaves and drank from muddy puddles. Her beautiful clothes tore to rags. Her smooth skin became scratched and dirty. The mirrors Obalende had given her shattered in her bag, and when she looked at her reflection in the stream, she saw a haggard stranger staring back. On the 4th night, exhausted and despairing, Adamma collapsed at the foot of an ancient Iroko tree. The python coiled around the tree above her, ready to strike its final blow. Please, Adamma wept. I was a fool. I threw away true love for false beauty. I deserve this death. But if any spirits listen, please tell Chukwudi I am sorry. Tell him he was right. Tell him his love was the most beautiful thing I ever possessed, and I was too blind to see it. The wind carried her words through the forest, past the twisted trees, beyond the spirit realm, and into the ears of one who still listened for her voice. Chukwudi had not been idle since Adamma left. While the village mourned and moved on, he had consulted with the oldest woman in Okuku, Mama Nkechi, who remembered the old ways and old stories. The man who took your bride was no man, Mama Nkechi had told him. He is Obalende, the python spirit who feeds on vanity. He has taken many over the years, those who choose appearance over substance, beauty over character. Can she be saved? Chukwudi had asked. Only by one whose love is pure enough to enter the spirit realm. Only by one willing to sacrifice everything. The journey will require you to face your own darkness, to prove your worth, and even if you succeed, she may not survive. Tell me what I must do, Chukwudi had said without hesitation. And so Chukwudi had embarked on his own journey. Mama Nkechi had given him 3 objects: a lamp that burned with truth, a drum that beat with the rhythm of authentic hearts, and a kola nut blessed by every elder in the village. He entered the forest at the same point where Adamma had vanished. The spirits tested him immediately. They appeared as beautiful maidens, offering him comfort and pleasure if he would only abandon his quest. But Chukwudi's eyes saw through their illusions, for his heart knew true beauty from false. They appeared as monsters, threatening to tear him limb from limb. But Chukwudi walked forward steadily, for he knew that love casts out fear. They showed him visions of Adamma in Obalende's embrace, laughing at Chukwudi's foolishness. But Chukwudi understood that love does not keep account of wrongs, and he continued on. For 3 days he traveled, and on the 4th night, guided by the lamp that burned with truth, he found the clearing where the python coiled above Adamma's exhausted form. Obalende, Chukwudi's voice rang through the clearing like the village bell. Release her! The python's head swiveled toward him, its yellow eyes gleaming with malice. So, the farmer boy comes to claim his prize. Tell me, fool, Why should I give her to you? She chose me. She rejected your love for my beauty. She chose an illusion, Chukwudi said calmly, and she has realized her mistake. Her heart calls out with true remorse. That is enough for me. Then you are a bigger fool than I thought. The python lunged at him, mouth wide, fangs dripping with venom. But Chukwudi stood firm and began to beat the drum Mama Nkechi had given him. The drum's rhythm echoed with truth, with authentic love, with every kind word he'd spoken, every sacrifice he had made, every moment he'd cherished Adamma not for her appearance, but for her soul. The sound made the python recoil, hissing in pain. Stop! Stop that noise! Chukwudi beat the drum harder. He lit the lamp that burned with truth, and its light revealed Obalende in his true form. Not terrible and grand, but small and pitiful. A creature that fed on people's weaknesses because it had no strength of its own. You have no power over those who truly love, Chukwudi declared. Love sees past surfaces. Love endures. Love hopes all things and believes all things. Your illusions cannot stand against it. The python writhed and shrieked. The forest itself seemed to shake. Then Chukwudi took the blessed kola nut and threw it at the python's head. The moment it struck, Obalende exploded into 1,000 shrieking bats that fled into the night. His power broken by the combined force of community blessing, truth, and selfless love. The cursed forest began to transform. The twisted trees straightened. Light broke through the canopy, and there, at the foot of the Iroko tree, Adamma lay unconscious but breathing. Chukwudi lifted her gently, tears streaming down his face. I have you, my love, I have you. But as he carried her back through the now peaceful forest, Adamma's body grew lighter and lighter. Her breathing became shallower. For 3 days and 3 nights in the spirit realm had taken their toll. The price of her vanity was being extracted in full. By the time they reached the village border, where all of Okuko had gathered, Adamma could barely open her eyes. Chukwudi, she whispered, her voice like wind through dry grass. Forgive me. I was a fool who chose fool's gold over true treasure. I threw away the most beautiful thing in my life, your love, for the ugliest thing, my own vanity. Hush, Chukwudi said, though his own tears fell like rain. Save your strength. There is no strength left to save, Adamma said. And indeed, her form was becoming translucent, fading like morning mist. But let my story be told. Let others learn from my mistake. Let them know that true beauty is found in love, in character, in devotion. Let them know that the heart that loves faithfully is worth more than 1,000 handsome faces. Adamma, please. Tell them, she whispered, and with her last breath, she smiled at him, truly smiled, seeing him clearly for the first time, seeing the beauty she had been too blind to recognize. Tell them that I finally learned to see. And then she was gone, dissolving into golden light that scattered on the wind like seeds. Her soul finally released from the price of her choices. Chukwudi's grief shook the village. He did not eat for 7 days. He did not speak for 14. But on the 21st day, he stood in the village square and told Adamma's story, every word of it, holding nothing back. not her vanity, not her cruelty, not his own pain, and not her final wisdom. The story spread from Okuko to every village in the land. Mothers told it to their daughters, fathers told it to their sons, and whenever someone felt tempted to choose appearance over substance, beauty over character, flash over substance, they remembered Adamma's tale and made a different choice. As for Chukwudi, he never married. He tended his fields and lived a quiet life of service to his community. But it was said that sometimes when the wind blew just right through the Iroko trees, you could hear two voices, one deep and steady, one light and laughing, singing together in perfect harmony. And in time, Chukwudi's grief transformed into something else, a deep peace, knowing that he had loved truly and purely, that he had valued the right things, and that he had fought for love when it mattered most. His fields continued to yield abundant harvests. Children gathered around him to hear stories, and when people spoke of him, they spoke of a man who knew what true beauty was. The village elders made Adamma's story part of the oral tradition to be told during the New Yam festival each year. They would end the tale with these words: "See how Obalende's beauty was a trap, while Chukwudi's plain face housed a beautiful soul. See how what glitters can blind, while true gold waits patiently to be recognized. Beauty fades like flowers in the harmattan. Character endures like the baobab tree. Choose wisely, children of Okuko. Choose with your heart's true eyes, not your heart's false desires." And so the story lived on, a warning and a wisdom passed down through generations. And Chukwudi, who had loved faithfully even unto death, found his own happy ending, not in romance, but in the respect of his community, the richness of a life well lived, and the knowledge that true love never fails, even when the beloved does. For in the end, Chukwudi had won, not the woman, but something greater, the preservation of his own integrity, the proof of his devotion, and the satisfaction of having loved with the kind of pure heart that even the spirit world had to honor. And that, the elders would always say, is the truest victory of all. This tale is told in Okuko when the moon is full, when young lovers make promises, and when anyone needs to remember that the greatest beauty is found not in the mirror's reflection, but in the mirror of the soul.